Hello, welcome to the Top Shelf Literary Editions. This is episode 40. Thank you for joining me. I hope you've been enjoying the books I'm sharing. My name is Ernest Whiteman III. I'm a Northern Arapaho filmmaker, artist, writer, and media educator. And we're taking a look at the top shelf of my book collection. I'll have a pre-selected book. I'll give a synopsis, a review if I've read it, and the reason why I purchased the edition. And today's book is The Curious Hours, The Murder and Fraud and the Final Trial of Harper Lee by Casey Cep, or Cep. I'm unsure of the pronunciation. But this is an interesting book. It's well researched. It's about a murder that happens in rural Alabama, about a reverend who has been suspected of killing his wives for the insurance money. And in the middle of one of these trials, or in the middle of the trial that he's on, he's actually gunned down by a family member of one of his victims. And while he's on trial, this brings Harper Lee into the story, as she is very interested in how this happened and why this happened, and she's thinking of this would be her version of In Cold Blood. And about a third of the book is dedicated to Harper Lee, and how she pretty much did the legwork and the research and the copy editing and some of the writing on Truman Capote's In Cold Blood, only to never get any credit for that. And so that sort of drove a wedge into their friendship. And it is well researched. Sometimes I found it to be a little too much, because there was way too much on the building of dams, and I learned way too much more than I wanted to about how insurance used to work. But I understand why those pieces are there, to sort of set up the various things that happen within the narrative of this. And for me, it doesn't come to a satisfactory conclusion as to why Harper Lee decided not to go forward with it, because she had spent a lot of amount of time following the trial, researching the transcripts, and going through old paper clippings, and basically doing the legwork and research, and sort of ingratiating herself into the community so that she can get interviews with people, because this happened in the black community in the rural Alabama at the time. And I got this as, this is a advanced reviewer's copy that my partner at the bookstore typically gets. And I was writing a review at the time on Go Set a Watchman, Harper Lee's second novel. And because I had an interest in Harper Lee for that time, she brought this home for me to read, hopefully to gain some insight into Harper Lee's mindset at the time. But it's not a book I don't dislike, but it's not a book I am quick to recommend. But I'm sure a lot of people who are fascinated with Harper Lee and the dealings and legalities and trial things that happen. Wow, I'm a writer, folks. But if you're interested in those things, it's a great source for all of that. And The Curious Hours by Casey Cep. That's on today's top shelf. Thanks for joining me. I'll catch you next time.